The next is posting keys. So the posting keys are used to identify the type of line item transactions. Here in SAP, the debit transaction, so the debit entry and credit entry, both individually are called as line item. So the debit entry is a line item, credit entry is a line item. So that is the meaning of line item. So posting key controls whether the line item is a debit entry or credit entry. Against is control account type. For which account type it is a debit entry or a credit entry. And the third property that of posting key controls is the field status. First, the field status is controlled at GL level when you assign field status variant to GL general ledger, and again it is controlled at second level, which is posting key level. Even posting key level also you can control the status of the field. The SAP recommends you will not to make any changes related to posting key field statuses because it will cause inconsistency while posting business transaction. What it means that if there is a difference between the field statuses, suppose for a field cost center, in the field status variant, you have defined the status for cost center as optional. And here in the posting key, you define as required. So it will create inconsistency. So therefore, the field status at both the levels should be same. If you want to make cost center required, then make it required at both levels. Or if you want to make it optional, then make it optional at both levels. That is the meaning of this statement. So we'll see what posting keys have SAP have defined. So to define the posting keys, the transaction code is OB41 and this is the menu path. So we'll directly go through transaction code, that is OB41. So here for the account type customer, for this type of transactions, when a customer will be debited, so the transaction posting key will be in the range of 1 to 9. So for these type of transactions, when you enter a transaction from any of these types with customer, then the customer will be debited and the posting key will be between 1 to 9. If you double click on this posting key 1, it defines that the transaction will be debited for account type customer when the transaction is sales related. So these are the properties that a posting key controls. If you select this button maintain field status, it will show you the same configuration that you will find in field status variant. For additional account assignments, all the fields are marked as optional. If any of these fields, if you mark as required, then it will create an inconsistency for during the transaction you post for customer, when you post a customer invoice. Any queries? Hello? For each type of account, that is customer, vendor, system have provided the posting keys. For vendor to be debited, the posting key starts with 21 and it is till 29. When you see a posting key for any transaction between 21 to 29, that means the vendor account is credited. And these are the type of transactions when the vendor will be debited. To post the credit transactions on vendor, the posting keys are between 31 to 39. Similarly, for GL account, posting key 40 defines the journal debit entry for journal account, 50 defines the credit entry for journal account. Similar for asset, if the asset is debited, the posting key will be 70. And if the asset is credited, the posting key will be 75. And so on. So if you find that these posting keys are not enough for the type of transactions you are entering into with any of these account types, then these are the alphanumeric posting keys that you can see over here are user defined. So you can define the posting keys through this button create. This concept is chart of account. Chart of account means it is a list of all general ledger accounts which are used to list the day-to-day transactions in the SAP system and through which we can create the financial statements for the fiscal year. So that is what is meant by chart of accounts. So it is a collection of all general ledger accounts. There are three types of chart of account. One is operating chart of account. It means that this chart of account is created to post the day-to-day transactions. The general ledgers under this chart of accounts are created to post the day-to-day transactions and prepare the financial statements according to the applicable law for the particular company code under which in which country that company code is registered. And the creation of operational chart of account is mandatory, and you need to assign the chart of account to company code. The second chart of account is a group chart of account. If a client wants to maintain a consolidated financial statement for the corporate group, then you have to maintain the group chart of account. Since it is a business requirements specific, so creation and assignment of chart of account, the group chart of account to company code is optional. Then the third type is country specific chart of account. There are a few countries where along with the operating chart of account, you have to maintain an alternative chart of account to meet the specific legal requirements for that country. So this type of chart of account is called the country specific chart of account. Again, it depends on creation is depend on the business requirements. So again, the creation and assignment of this chart of account to company code is optional. So this is what is meant by chart of account and the types of chart of accounts. So to define the chart of account, this is the transaction code and this is the menu path. So we'll go to SAP. So the menu path is, now there's a different menu path, display IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, then master data, GL accounts, preparations, edit chart of account list. Execute this, go to new entries. Chart of account can be defined as 4-digit alphanumeric code. So DEL4, then the description, chart of account for DEL4, the maintenance language, in which language you want to maintain your financial records. So select that language. The length of GL account number. Here you will get an interview question. What is the maximum length of GL account number? It is 10 digits or 10 characters. So the general ledger in SAP is defined as number. Okay, it is identified as number. So the length, depending on the length of GL, the number of GLs that a client needs to maintain to post the its business transactions. Based on that information, you have to define the number range, the length of GL number. Okay, so up to 10 digits or up to 10 characters, you can define the length of GL number. So if you entered any number over here like 5, then you have to enter the number that your GL account number should be in the series of 5 characters. If you leave it blank, then depending on the requirements, you can create a number. It can be 4 digit, it can be 7 digit. Okay, so usually it is left blank. Then
सर इसका बेनिफिट क्या है?
बेनिफिट ये है कि मान लो आपका जीएल नंबर पिछले साल आपके क्लाइंट के ईआरपी में उसने 10,000 जीएल पोस्ट किए थे.
ओके.
सो लेंथ हो गया 5 डिजिट. ओके. सो अगर इस साल उसका बिजनेस बढ़ेगा, नंबर ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस बढ़ेंगे, अगर सेम डिजिट्स है, सेम जीएल्स है, तो वो 10,000 ही जीएल यूज करेगा. अगर मान लो ट्रांजैक्शन बढ़ गए, टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन बढ़ गए, जीएल्स उसको अलग से क्रिएट करने हैं, तो उसको और इंटरवल लगेगा. तो आपने जब अकाउंट ग्रुप डिफाइन करोगे, उसमें आपको नंबर रेंज इंटरवल डिफाइन करना है, तो आप उसको 7 डिजिट दे देना, 6 डिजिट दे देना, तो उतना लेंथ बढ़ जाता है. क्लियर? ये पर्पस है.
और अगर ब्लैंक छोड़ देंगे तो?
ब्लैंक छोड़ दोगे तो आपको सी इसका इफेक्ट आपको अकाउंट जीएल, जब अकाउंट ग्रुप को डिफाइन करोगे जीएल के लिए, तो जीएल के लिए जो आपको एक नंबर से इंटरवल डिफाइन करना होता है.
ओके.
तो वहां पे आप फ्रीली डिफाइन कर सकते हो कि 5 डिजिट है, 7 डिजिट है, 8 डिजिट है. यहाँ पे मैंने 5 डिजिट डाल दिया, तो आपको जो लेंथ है आपका जीएल नंबर का, वो 5 नंबर ही लेना होगा जब आप ग्रुप डिफाइन करोगे तभी. ओके, वो नेक्स्ट कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में उसका इफेक्ट आपको समझा दूंगा मैं. सो ब्लैंक रखते हो तो आप कोई भी नंबर ले सकते हो, कैरेक्टर आपको जितना लेना है अप टू 10 कैरेक्टर्स. अगर स्पेसिफाई कर दिया नंबर, तो उतने लेंथ का ही आप नंबर ले सकते हो जीएल अकाउंट के लिए. तो अगले कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में आपको इसका इफेक्ट समझ में आ जाएगा. ओके. देन The next interview question that you will get, where you can assign group chart of account for consolidated financial reporting purpose. So you have to answer under the consolidation field, under the consolidation tab, in the field group chart of accounts, the chart of account that you will assign will become your group chart of accounts for consolidated reporting purpose. So ग्रुप चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट आपको यहाँ असाइन करना है उसका कोड. तो ग्रुप रिपोर्टिंग के लिए आपके एंट्रीज ट्रांसफर हो जाएंगे. तो एक लिंक क्रिएट होगा टू ट्रांसफर दी डेटा फॉर ग्रुप रिपोर्टिंग फ्रॉम योर कंपनी कोड. ओके, क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Then click on save, create new request, define chart of account.
सर इसका डेमो तो बाद में मिल जाएगा ना हम लोगों को, मतलब कैसे करेंगे?
क्या डेमो?
Yes, sir.
So the data is saved.
Please like, share, and subscribe to SAP FICO-GURU for more valuable learning.